Hey everyone! Today is going to be a blind box unboxing video. This is something that I recently bought and it's going to be for my daughter when she grows older. It's the cutest thing. If you watch my previous videos, you will know that I have become obsessed with botanicals. I recently unboxed a set of blind figures for Hello Kitty, Azuma Makoto, which is also a flower series. If you haven't seen that one, I'll link that down below. This one is another flower series. It is the Disney Dreamy Flowers. A thing to note is that the name of this set is different on the front and the back of the box. The cool thing about this is that these are actually jewelry boxes. Once you unbox them, you can actually fill them up with things, which I thought would be perfect because what mother doesn't want to give their kid jewelry boxes? That's the cool part of this and the reason that I really wanted to get it. This was from Miniso. I was lucky enough to find it on a day that it was on sale. Originally, it's $15.99 Canadian and I got it for $9.99 each. This set includes 8. If you're lucky enough to get the secret one, then you will be missing one of the defaulted ones from the set. The ones that are included are down here. I love Disney, so my daughter sees that and now she loves Disney as well. But the only sad thing is her current favorite is Elsa. I just can't seem to find any Frozen related blind boxes that are nice enough or worth getting. I really hope that they start making some more while she's still in the Frozen phase. Fingers crossed that we get at least one of my daughter's favorites. Blind box come in a whole bunch of sizes, smaller, bigger, medium. These ones are a little bit on the bigger side, which is nice because again, it is a jewelry box. On the box right here, it actually tells you that it is a jewelry box set. There are other series, other sets that are containers, jewelry boxes, so it's not just this one. Just keep an eye out for that label on the box. These jewelry boxes are translucent, which is nice because you'll be able to see through it. I think they would be really cute if I start getting or collecting or gathering specific Disney jewelries catered to each character. Then I can maybe fill each one with them and so she'll know this one is Cinderella jewelry, this one is Belle jewelry. That is kind of what I'm thinking of doing eventually. This is just the first step. Let's just get into it and take a closer look.
unboxing jewelrybox. My favorite is this one. My favorite, this one and this one. Hello, Laura, and Rapunzel, and Belle, and Cinderella, and Belle. I love you. I need another one. I need another one. Hello. I need another one. Mom, go get another one, please.
My favorite characters are Mulan, Rapunzel, Belle, and Merida. I'm very happy that I was able to at least get 3 of them. In terms of character-wise, I just like the more independent girlies. I am really sad that I didn't get Rapunzel. Like I mentioned, it is one of my daughter's favorites. It's also mine. To not be able to get that secret one is a little bit of a bummer, but at least I got a couple more that I do like. I am really sad, of course, that Mulan, one of my favorites, is broken. I'm not too sure if customer service will do anything, but I'm gonna give it a go and see what they can do. If not, I'm just gonna have to use some putty or super glue to keep it on because it is very fragile. The last thing I would want is to forget that it's broken down the road and pick it up and it just falls to the ground and breaks. I tested a few other heads just to compare, and you can see that it should barely wiggle at all. There is a specific way that you have to put the lid on, but in terms of closures, they don't turn to click and lock or anything. Just make sure that you're careful that you grab from the bottom and not just from the lid when you're lifting them up. Jasmine is also another independent girly. Although I do like Aladdin, I was never really a huge Jasmine fan, but of course it was one of the main Disney movies that I grew up with. I was really surprised that Jasmine turned out as nice as it did. She is obviously a gorgeous character to begin with, but I was really shocked because her hair is glossy compared to all the other ones that have black hair. It gave it that extra pop, and I just think it looks really, really nice. Of course, this is a dreamy set. The eyes don't do it justice. I'm just really happy to have these as part of our collection. I'm also really glad that my daughter was really happy about it. Now that she understands the concept of jewelry and she's kind of liking that idea of putting things on, she always tries to take my rings. Hopefully, we'll be able to fill the jars slowly but surely. Another cool thing about it is that there are certain ones that actually have things that they're holding or placed on their hand, like the Merida. Her bow is really nice. You just want to really be careful placing it on. I would suggest pushing in the middle part of the bow into her left hand first before trying to push it into the right hand. Reason being is that this one has to kind of push into the claw shape, but you also want to be careful because as I was pushing it, I did have a hard time getting it in behind the fist of the right hand. This hand actually kind of expanded. You want to make sure you don't expand it too much that it either stays that way or breaks off. I'm actually really surprised by these figures. I didn't actually think they would turn out as nice as they did. I think they're quite detailed considering how these are blind figures. These are quite big. There are 8 of them, so that definitely saved quite a bit of money. I really like that the actual jars are translucent and shimmery and sparkly. The jars have designs and decorations on it as well. It's not just a simple plain clear jar. For example, Belle has her roses, Mulan has her combs. I like how they're all different and not just the same, how they're all labeled with their names to cater to the characters. I just think that the extra little detailed touch that they added for a blind box figure is very impressive. As much as the detail and quality of this blind box surprised me, there are some parts that do have issues. For example, the back piece of the Snow White. You can see that the film that was laid on wasn't done properly. There's still air pockets and bubbles, and on the back side you can see that it's really scratched up. Let me know in the comments below which Disney character was your favorite from this video, and also which Disney character is your favorite in general. My favorite from this lot is Belle, Mulan, and Merida. Which ones are your favorite?
My favorite this and this and this and this.
Aurora, Belle, Cinderella, Snow White, and Ariel.
Yeah.
What pose is Snow White doing? How about Ariel?
Holding a fish.
Holding a fish? Yeah.
This.
What's Jasmine doing?
No, I have to make a face.
She's stern.
This will feel like his boy.
Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Bye!